Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking again about the heated topic of tip baiting. And I want to be able to show you something right here because in the past I used to always think all the time, oh, if I if I if I see something that's just too good to be true, then the best thing to do is just don't take it. And I sometimes think about what I used to say. Like, for instance, this one right here is $44, almost close to $45 for 1.8 miles, which is unheard of. Okay. And I looked at it and I looked inside of it, and it's 20 items. And I look at it and I say to myself, oh my God, the tip was, let me see, the tip on this one, I took a snapshot of it. The tip on this one was like well over, I think, $25. Okay. Around there. Um, and, you really think about it. I'm sorry, it was $36. That was the tip. Okay. Now, in something like this, I can look at it for what it is and I can say, oh, it's too good to be true. There's really nothing you can do about tip baiting. This is the world that we live in, okay, when you're doing Walmart Sparks. And when you take an offer, you just got to have a level of faith that hopefully it's not a tip bait and hopefully you're going to get paid. There's really no way to control it unless Sparks does something with the customers that say, hey, if you're going to tip this is final, like DoorDash does. That's what I love about DoorDash, because DoorDash, you don't experience tip baiting. If anything, it's in reverse. They'll offer you something for $7 with good miles, but it ends up being $14. That's not tip baiting. That just increases it. It'd be great if they can actually copy DoorDash's little platform, but obviously these companies are what they are. So my thing is, I just act on a level of faith. I just say, okay, it looks big, really big. So I figure, well, I have a number that I have to hit for the day. I work my time, not the money. Okay. So I know that I'm out here for a certain amount of hours. Okay. So I really focus on that. I don't focus on how much I'm going to make, because it's variable. It goes up and down. So if I stay focusing on the time, not the money, that also includes tip baiting. I don't worry about tip baiting. I can't control it. Who am I going to fight with? Who am I going to argue with? Are they going to change it at all? Of course not. They're going to stay the same way they are. So I go about it with faith in God that if I get that money, I'm going to get it. And that's the best way to do it, because when you're out here, you want to eliminate negativity. You want to eliminate worry. You're by yourself, for God's sakes. So you got to keep your head in the right headspace and be positive and have a level of faith and belief that things are going to be okay. All right? Whether they're not or whether they are, you just got to have that faith. You got to have that belief. You got to stick with it on a consistent basis and believe that everything is going to be fine, because there's really only so much you can control. I can control what time I start. I can control what time I end. I cannot control the flow of the money. The money in itself will happen on its own by itself. That's what you've always got to realize. If you're going to be in this game long term, and if you want to keep this up here under control, then you have to realize there's only so much you can control. There's only so much you can do. And you just got to be able to just go about the day, do your best, and if everything is meant to be, everything is meant to be. It's just that simple. I have no clear-cut answer to how to handle tip baiting. There's just no clear-cut answer, okay? I can't complain to the company. I can't complain to the app. And there's really not much in legislation that can actually do anything about that. It just is what it is. So you have to dig deep inside and just have a little faith, work the hours, work the time, okay? And just do your best every single day. If you get a tip bait, how can I predict who's tip baiting me? Let's say if that order was a little bit less. Let's say if it wasn't even that high of a tip, okay? How do I know if I'm not going to get tip baited with that as well too? When you're out here, there has to be a level of faith. I've been doing this for 7 years. And when I get into the topic of tip baiting, there's really nothing I can do. There's nothing you can do. It is what it is, okay? And you just got to go about it consistently, working it as much as possible. Look, maybe you'll get that money, maybe you won't, okay? If God is good, maybe you'll get it. If it doesn't, oh well, it is what it is. But I'm working the time, and that's what I'm working. Today I'm working from 11 to 8 o'clock. Whatever I make within that time frame, tip bait or no tip bait, is what I make. That's how I keep this sane. That's how I keep it under control. You got to stay positive out here when you're out here by yourself. You can't always keep thinking that this is going to happen or that's going to happen. You're going to drive yourself mad. I'm telling you. After a while, when you've done it as long as I've done it, you become numb to it. You know, you realize, okay, it's a good offer. I'm going to take it. I'm not going to drop it because what if I do get paid? What if I do get that money? You don't know. That's the whole essence of everything with doing Walmart Sparks. The great thing with DoorDash is at least you don't get tip baited on DoorDash, and that's a blessing as well too. Uber Eats, you do get tip baited. So I work with what I can control, and I work with what I can't control. I can control when I start. I can control when I end. I can control in having my faith and belief that everything is going to be okay and things are going to work out. That I can control. And really, that's all you can really do. You just have to have a level of faith. You have to have a level of belief. You have to have a level of hope that every dollar that you make, you're going to get. If you don't have those kind of qualities, don't do this job. Just don't do it. I'm telling you. Because there is no real fine line of tip baiting and how the money flows to you. All I could do is work the hours. That's it. That's it. I have driven myself mad out here on so many different levels that I've come to the realization, let me just focus on what I can control. I can control the start time and the end time. That's it. Whatever I get in between and what I get paid for in my account is what I get paid. Done. That's it. That's the only way you can do it. Beyond that, there's really nothing else you can do. And, leave some comments below and let me know how you guys handle it. How do you guys handle tip baiting? How do you guys keep yourself positive out there? Because being positive and staying positive out there is so vitally important. Out here, you're by yourself. No one's encouraging you. No one is pushing you. No one is telling you what to do. You are on your own. And if you're going to embrace this kind of freedom, independence, and flexibility, then it's really your choice. What kind of attitude do you want to have out here? Do you want to have an attitude that things are going to turn out great? Or do you want to have an attitude of, oh my God, this offer looks too big, it looks too good to be true, let me not take it? Be careful. You don't know. You have no idea. I know Murphy's laws, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Well, let's just stay positive. Let's just stay focused. I've seen miracles happen in the past many a times that things happen. And you just got to throw that level of faith out there and just do your best. That's all you can really do. I like feeling good. All right. I want to feel good. And I believe that when you feel good, good comes back to you. Things happen. Okay. That's how I've lasted for 7 years. That's how I've done so very well for 7 years. And I'm very blessed and I'm very grateful that I've done this. Okay. So in anything, whether it's a new job, whether it's a gig, whether it's working part-time, full-time, you want to have a great attitude, because ultimately it all comes down to you and how your attitude affects you when you're out here, especially when you're working and the customers see you, or you go to the stores, or you go to the restaurants. It's just about staying in that good attitude, that feel-good vibe. Talk yourself into it. Talk to your mind. Convince your mind. Okay? Because the same way you can convince your mind negativity, you could also do it positively. I hope you get some value out of this, and I hope you guys do great out there. Stay focused, stay driven, and leave likes on my video and subscribe to my channel for any more future events. Have a great day.